Hello children. So you have a chapter Human Health and Disease in class 12. In the initial part of that chapter they have discussed about the difference between health and disease, and that we know if we are overall socially, mentally, physically fit, it is said that we are healthy. And if it is only about physical fitness and physical well-being, then we say that we are disease free. Now, in the initial part, different kind of communicable diseases have been discussed in your book. So the best way to remember all those days is that you make a chart where you'll write the name of the disease, the causative organism. If it is given, if you can find out the incubation period. Incubation period means the period between the entry of the germ and the first symptoms to develop. That gap in between, that's called the incubation period. Then probable symptoms and treatment, if any. So all those are the things. These are technical things. If you make a chart and learn, it is easy for you to remember. Here I'll be discussing the life cycle of malarial parasite, which has been given in details in your book. Now, why malaria is so much important to us? Because India is a tropical country and this is a tropical disease. Mostly in Northeast India, in early times, the malaria was very much prevalent. Rather, most of the death occurring in the Northeast region were due to malaria. Now, what is the malarial life cycle? Malaria is caused by a protozoan, and the name of that protozoan is Plasmodium. So, let's first look at the life cycle, then we'll discuss other things about it. Suppose a healthy person gets infected by malarial parasite. Malaria, you know, it is transmitted by female Anopheles mosquito. So, suppose a female Anopheles mosquito which is carrying Plasmodium injects the parasite into the human body. Now, actually, the parasite is lodged in the salivary gland of the mosquito. So, when the mosquito bites a person, the mosquito tries to inject along with the sting a kind of anticoagulant. And in that process, from the salivary gland, the Plasmodium will enter into the bloodstream of the human being. Now, the stage in which the malarial parasite enters, those are called sporozoites. Now, each sporozoite, they will travel through the bloodstream and they will come and get lodged in the liver cells. So, these are the liver cells. In the liver cells, what happens? The sporozoite will undergo multiple fission and the liver cell will undergo a kind of morphological change. Such a morphologically changed liver cell which is having number of such sporozoites inside it, that is called the liver schizont. Now, after the liver schizont is mature, it will burst open and release the Plasmodium. This stage is now known as merozoite. This merozoite will now come and infect the red blood cells. Now, once they enter the red blood cell, initially they form a ring-like structure, and after that again they undergo multiple fission. Here, when they undergo multiple fission, they form some chemicals which is called hemozoin. This hemozoin is the cause for the malarial fever, because when the division of the trophozoite, now this stage is called the trophozoite stage. When the trophozoites will multiply, they will become more in number. When the schizont, this matured, this will also undergo morphological change just like the liver cell. So this is known as the erythrocytic schizont. So inside this, when the trophozoite will multiply, along with that, this chemical called hemozoin will be released. So when the schizont will burst open, it will release the trophozoites, and along with that hemozoin will be released. This hemozoin causes the malarial fever or the chill, because you have heard that malarial fever is recurrent in nature. Recurrent means today evening you have the fever, and the fever will give you shivers, it will give you chills. After few hours the fever will subside, you will feel okay. Again next day in the evening time, again you will get that fever with that chill, because this cycle gets repeated after a definite time interval. It's not that it's always 24 hours, it varies from species to species. So with the repetition of this cycle, the fever recurs. So this goes on and the red blood cells keeps on getting damaged, and if not treated, it might lead to death of the person. Now out of this trophozoite, some of these modified red blood cells, inside this, the plasmodium will develop into gametocyte. Some will develop into the female gametocyte, some will develop into male gametocyte. The entire red blood cell will get modified as the gametocyte. Is that clear? So this is what happens inside the human body. First it enters the liver cell. Inside the liver cell it multiplies, liver cells burst open, then they infect red blood cells. Inside red blood cells they keep on getting repeated, multiply, they repeat, they release toxic chemicals, red blood cells are damaged, and out of that some of them evolve into or develop into gametocyte. Now after that, suppose a mosquito bites an infected person infected with malaria. So when the mosquito will suck in the blood will go into the intestine. Suppose this is the intestine of the mosquito. Now in the infected blood, all these stages will be present. Now all the stages will be digested except for the gametocytes. The gametocytes will not get digested. Rather they will develop. They will develop, and the male gametocyte, it will develop into such fine thread-like projections, and each projection behaves like a male gamete. So after that what will happen? Out of all these, any one will come and fertilize the female gamete and they will form the zygote. Now the zygote will form a pointed structure, and this pointed structure, which is known as the ookinete, that ookinete will go and inject into the stomach wall, the intestinal wall. This intestinal wall will be pierced, and this oocyst will travel into the blood of the mosquito. Now in the blood of the mosquito, this oocyst will develop. Inside the oocyst there will be multiple fission. Now as a result of that multiple fission, the oocyst will have hundreds of what is called sporozoites. So these sporozoites will burst open, the oocyst will burst open, sporozoites will travel, and they will get lodged in the salivary gland. So when this mosquito will go and bite another healthy person, the sporozoites will be injected. So that is how the life cycle gets repeated. So since the reproduction is occurring in female Anopheles mosquito, this is the primary host, and the human being where the multiplication is taking place, that is the secondary host. So such kind of parasites are called digenetic parasites. Digenetic because they require two hosts to complete their life cycle. So there are 5 species of Plasmodium: Plasmodium falciparum, vivax, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium malariae, Plasmodium knowlesi. So this is the one which causes malaria in apes. Out of these, Plasmodium falciparum is the most fatal type. It causes malignant malaria. And one thing you should know, that India is the leading producer of anti-malarial drugs like hydroxychloroquine. You know, it has been recommended and is being highly used world over now during this corona pandemic in order to treat corona. So that is the life cycle of malarial parasite. Thank you.